What's going on, family? What's going on? Black Phoenix checking in right now. I am at the headquarters and just wanted to talk to you about ownership. Doing a little rap smoking and well edition. Actually, just wanted to come and talk to you for a while about ownership and how important it is. How important it is for us to obtain ownership and have complete ownership when it comes to business. I think we get confused sometimes, like we want to have ownership in things that we shouldn't own, that we should actually lease or rent. And then the things that we should actually own, we doing the vice versa. So I think that it's really important, man, to actually think like that because today we're really starting to see that those who have true ownership, those who have true capital, those who have an asset, it's going to be okay. But those who actually depending on the system, it's not going to look good for you because I mean everything is changing up right now. So for those who know, before I start smoking, those who know, I have a card. I've been having a card for some years now, and I believe in smoking versus um, the hard medication. My mom actually died from an accidental overdose. So, since then, I would rather smoke herb than or eat edibles or whatever than do all the hard stuff. Unless I'm in a hospital or something and I got to do certain things to get you better. But other than just me taking that stuff, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I would rather just smoke some herb and just figure it out. You know what I mean? That's my thing. To each his own. I know some people when they seen my Let's Smoke and Well, they probably thought I was going to be on some BS or on some type of, I would say, flossing or glorifying, so to speak. Or I heard a word say romanticizing smoking is crazy. But nah, I just enjoy smoking, so I know there's a lot of smokers out there, and I think that we all have different things that we like to do and that we enjoy doing that we have in common. But one thing for sure, my goal is to help you find your independence and help you actually gain that ownership because right now, man, it's very, very important to own things, especially things that's going to increase in value. I watched Baby Boy the other day, and he talked in there about guns and butter, and I think a lot of people slept on that. Guns and butter, like guns, stock, bond, painting, art, real estate, things that gain growth over time. The guns, the butter is just the cars, the clothes, the images, the way we look, the way we like to carry ourselves. Those are the butter. The homes sometimes we stay in. I know people who go all out just to stay in a certain neighborhood and be broke. People who go all out on vehicles just to say I got this type of vehicle and they really couldn't afford it. I think everything is the system right now is actually set up, man, to trap everybody in debt. If you watch it and see how things are going, it's almost like literally like they trying to eradicate money and just bring in straight debt and everybody operating off debt because majority of Americans are operating off debt anyway. I mean, they wouldn't be in the vehicles that you see in them or in the neighborhoods that you see in them other houses, some of them without credit, you know what I mean? And out having to be a slave to a job. I'm not going to teach you anything about being a slave. Like I'm not going to I encourage a job as for learning your skills, get your skills set, learn how to work, learn how to be your own boss. And then I think it's time to graduate from that. To me, a job is like preschool, grade school. You get the basics, you learn how to read and write, you figure it out. You graduate from high school. Once you graduate and you got all that, you don't need a job. You know what I mean? You use that job to actually build your business, and that's how you're going to gain your true ownership. And that's what I wanted to talk about ownership, man, because it's very important for us to have ownership right now, especially in 2020. I know a lot of people are seeing this stuff with the pandemic, with the virus, with jobs, with people losing their jobs, people hurting, taking their lives, big companies actually going out of business, that's been in business for so long. And a lot of it goes back to being poor management when things was good. And once things got a little tight, they folded because they was running off of operational credit and they was living a lifestyle. And I'm not knocking living a lifestyle, but why live the lifestyle when things actually happen and then it mess up the full lifestyle? Like, it kills the image. And some people, it hurts them so bad they'll rather take their lives than actually face the music. You know what I mean? So I think that ownership now, man, is very important. And that's why I stress that. That's why I say products over talent all the time. That's why I try to come up with different things, my own products or services to actually help me stay above the water. That way I don't have to depend on the system. If it's from courses, items, products, services, I think that you should have something that bring value to somebody else's life. Appreciate it, man. Thanks. Salute, salute. Thank you for checking that out. I appreciate that. I've been working on the cafe. Like I said, I'm working on that. I'm working on the container cafe right now, trying to get everything right with the conversions. And a lot of people have been asking questions about doing conversions and about getting into it. You know what I mean? Certain things, like, I can't give you certain information for free. It's like a college teaching you how to go be a business person or a straight teacher or whatever the situation is, for nothing. Like, it won't. The system isn't set up like that. But I want to make a situation so that way you can win. That way it's actually beneficial to you, and maybe later we can network. You know what I mean? But we have to break that mentality of thinking you're gonna get something from nothing, especially from your own people, just because we look alike and we want to see one another rise. Everybody had a struggle. Everybody had a price they had to pay, and 9 times out of 10, the person that you look it up to probably paid a price that you're not willing to pay. You know what I mean? Probably went through some things to get that information that you don't want to go through. You just want that information, and that's what that price come from. I mean, it just to me, I think it balances everything out. It's a give and take in everything you do. We just have to make sure you're getting the right knowledge, the right information. Because there's so much information out here, we can get caught up in the mist. So, before I go on, man, I got to follow up. Like today, has been a day I'm actually kind of tired, just been trying to do what I can. Lights been, off, and haven't really been sleeping good. I mean, going through the motions, trying to get done what I can get done, dealing with life. Just so sometimes you have to just, like, I'm gonna take a chill pill for a second. You know what I mean? Literally. One thing I can say though, it's a nice day. It's very nice outside right now. It's got a little chill. I got my hoodie, but it's nothing, nothing major. It's nice. The wind's blowing. That's one thing I can say about Oklahoma City. I like the air. The wind blows a lot, but it's clean air here, for the most part. Especially after staying in a big city, being in Phoenix, Arizona, and then now being here for a smaller place. I mean, honestly, the air is nice. So, for those who watch me, I know I probably had a couple followers that actually smoke too. So, I know how some days, man, you get those days where you just need to just smoke one and regroup. You know what I mean? But, like, you know what? I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna think about how I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go back at it again. So I do that a lot, actually. Like, literally, I think I come up with some of my best thoughts when I'm alone, going over the ideas in my head. And smoking, actually, to me, kind of like slows down my thoughts some. Because sometimes my thoughts be going 50 and nothing, just. And sometimes I'll be like, man, I just need to just relax, sort some of this stuff through. And that's what smoking do, for me. Anxiety, what I mean, it helps with you know, just eat, leveling things out and putting on an even, ground for me. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's what it does for me. It just relaxes me, helps me focus. So, everybody do things for different reasons. I wouldn't even say that I really get smoke just to get high. It's more of a relaxation and meditation and just letting certain things go. You know how they say in AA, accepting the things you cannot change, the courage to change the things you can. You know what I mean? I really think that we got to focus, though. I really want to talk for a moment about ownership because it's very important, man. It's very important. And don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the people that might not be following you or the clients that you're trying to reach or the people you're going to reach. You just got to keep focusing on that ownership and giving them a good product or providing them with a good service or with some good information. You know what I mean? That can literally help them bring them out the hole, that can change their lives. I mean, when you got some good information like that, once you develop that, the people are going to find you, your clients, your customers, your supporters, your fans. They're going to find you. Like it's going to be organic. It's going to be crazy. Some of it word of mouth, some of it stumbling across you, but that information you got to give is going to be found. Hope everybody's having a good. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Uh, I know they had some fall parties last night or Halloween parties. I haven't done nothing like that in so long. I don't even do that. Not saying that I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I don't do it right now. It's been a while. But I miss doing the free thing. I'm gonna tell you what I actually miss. Uh, I actually miss going dancing. I told my wife she enjoyed dancing. So I was thinking about, soon just taking her out so she can dance. And, and every now and then it's good just to, have a few drinks and laugh and just enjoy some good music. Not think about nothing, not worrying about nothing, you know what I mean? Not trying to finish nothing, not trying to please nobody, just enjoying self, enjoying life. But you know what the crazy thing is? If you ever face a situation where the only reason you can't make that move is because you got that job that's tying you down. You got that bill that's tying you down. You can't move here because you got to do this. That's why it's important for ownership, man. Especially for me. That's why I honestly believe in it being a African American, a Black Native American. I believe in freedom. Like, so if it's about freedom, being free, and freedom comes with a price. Don't think freedom is going to be free because freedom is not free. You're going to have to do something for it. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. So just because it got the word free and dumb, it doesn't mean it's free at all. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to go in the kingdom and get what's yours. And so, I really believe that in order for me to be free and to go and do as I come, the bill's going to always be due. Life issues are always going to happen. So you just have to be prepared and have a cushion for when hard times come or ice storms come. You just can go through the motions, man. Just taking it one day at a time. You know what I mean? So I think that's valuable just to really, really understand that, like, we really need to understand this ownership. You know what I mean? Like from building products, services, the full nine. Because coming into 2021, I'm telling you, the game is going to change. And you know how they always say things get worse before they get better. And some people say, oh, I can't wait till things get normal. What if things don't get normal? What if this is the new norm? You know what I mean? Then we just got to adjust and keep going. You know? And it's just important, man. So I want to say this real quick, too, while I'm thinking about it. Someone asked me about my first business investment, to go into business and start working. When I stopped working for someone and I said, hey, I'm going to do this thing, man, I had some old school car, man, that I had fixed up. I had a box Chevy, man, on some 24 remote start, pop steering wheel, like fully loaded. This thing was nice. I sold it. That was my first business investment. I sold my box Chevy. Yep. had a European cap on it. You know what I mean? Like it was clean, and I sold that, and then I had to sell my. Um, I had a 80. I had an 82 Grand Prix on some 22s, and it was custom. I had to sell that. You know what I mean? I did that to do business. You know what I mean? So I didn't make sacrifices, man. I didn't make big sacrifices. And you know what? It's all a part of it. You know what I mean? You don't know it at the time when you're going through it, but those are the prices, you know, you're gonna have to pay to actually gain that freedom again. Because the price of freedom is, it got a price on it. You know, it might say free again, but it's not free. You know, don't get that twisted. You know what I mean? And I remember hearing a older gentleman tell me that we jeopardize our freedom when we violate the freedom of someone else's. So, you know, taking their possessions, doing harm, bad business, you know what I mean? And those are the things that can come, like karma is real. I believe in it. And I also believe in telling things how it is, just being truthful. Ain't no reason to sugarcoat something that exists. You know, don't try to act like there's not an elephant in the room and we staring at this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like it's right here. You know what I mean? Just go on and say this is what it is, and we need to try to situate ourselves. You know what I mean? But some people, you know, they like to make this vain image. You know what I mean? Like, like something ain't what it is. You know, if you in a situation where you know you in bondage and you know you're not fully happy, you're not fully happy. Like you're gonna have to face that man in the mirror and be like, hey, I need to fix this. I need to work on this. I want to change this. I got to do this. Hey, I got to do this. Like you're gonna have to do that. Like you're gonna have to discipline, man. You know, and I really think that that's a big key to ownership. Discipline. It's like nobody wanna be hard on themselves. Like you're gonna have to tell yourself no. You're gonna have to say, hey man, don't do that. You're gonna have to say, hey, I'm gonna have to sit down tonight. Nah, I can't go out. Nah, I can't get them shoes. Nah, I can't get them rims. So whatever it is that your vice is, you know, everybody got different vices. You're gonna have to let some of that go to really, really get that freedom. You know what I mean? To obtain the ownership that you want. So today I just actually, man, just wanted to come to you, just talk for a minute, smoke one with you, and just talk about some ownership, man. You know, whatever it is that you got inside that you want to do, you gonna have to do it. You know, I seen a meme this morning that I shared that pretty much said that there's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to stop making excuses. You even gonna put forth the work to make it happen, or you're not. Stop lying to yourself. Stop acting like it's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to draw that line, man. What are you gonna do? You gonna keep talking about it, or you gonna be about it? You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I even had guys contact me on wanting to get consultations and wanting to gain information. And some people want you to convince them why they should invest in themselves. It blows my mind. Like, I'm not going to convince you why. Like, my information is here. I'm not trying to spam you. I'm not trying to just get nothing from you. I'm trying to give you somebody. But if you think it's for you, it's for you. You know, just like when you go and get them shoes, outfit, or you go get that good meal, you don't tell them when you order that meal. So tell me, how good is this going to be? How is it going to affect my body when I eat it? How is it going to feel when I burp a couple times? You know what I'm saying? People are a trip, man. Sometimes, you know what I mean? All I can do is laugh about it, man, because I be like, really? I mean, I'm just not with that. Like my older uncle, who I called an uncle, who was actually a cousin, but he used to say, if they're not on your level, don't scoop down to theirs. You can bring them up if they want to get up. If not, you got to keep it moving. Like, if it's meant for you when it's ready, because certain people got to grow, just like I did. We have to grow to get to certain levels. Once we get to that level, then we're ready for this information, because at a certain level, we wouldn't be able to understand the information. We won't be able to actually apply it to our lives to get the wisdom from it, because we will be, you know how you get at certain things, you be like, you don't listen, you know what I mean? Or you feel a certain way about it. And until life hits you and put you in a situation to show you like, hey, that's not real that you've been believing, you're gonna keep believing it, you know? So I don't try to force no one to embrace my truth or my knowledge or what I have to offer. You know what I mean? I throw it out there, you know what I mean? And for those who want it, they're going to get it. It's like, you know how they say, you throw seeds on good soil, it's going to produce. You know, some people are seed planters, some people are waterers, some people are both. You know what I mean? And I know I'm a seed planter. So sometimes I be doing so much, I'm just planting seeds. I don't know how these seeds gonna come out, but I know I'm throwing some good seeds. You know how I say, some fall on rocky ground, some fall on, some weeds, some fall on good soil. You don't know, but the goal is I'm knowing that in the long run, that truth, it won't return back to be void. Just like the words say, it won't. If you give that truth, it'll come back to you. The people will come back to you. People will shop with you. People will network with you. People will know you authentic and you real and you ain't on no BS. You know what I mean? Like they'll know that, hey man, this dude ain't, But some people are all about flash and image and line. I just keep things real, man. Don't get me wrong. I'ma have in the future some super nice quality videos, some more better scenery, better everything, but it's a process, you know what I mean? I'm not tripping on not being where I want to be if I'm knowing that's where I'm going. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes once you get there, it ain't even fun no more. You trying to figure out a way to do better than that. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes we just have to chill and say, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this ride. Each process I go through, I'm just going to enjoy it. It's going to be some bad things. There's going to be some things that make you grit your teeth and want to throw a towel and, you're going to have to face the enemy face to face, you know what I mean? But honestly, it'll be worth it because you're going to gain your freedom. You're going to gain that ownership. Products over talent, Your talent can get you finances, but your talent can also turn you into a slave, It can make you where you have to be forced to do something to get that income. You have to go to sleep and remember those things you did. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that. I want to enjoy it. Yes. Salute. Enjoy that life. Enjoy the process of the life. You know what I mean? The process is so important, man. Like, you know how when we was a kid, because I know I just didn't do this. When you was a kid and you was a certain age, you just be like, man, I can't wait till I get a teenager. When I get 13, oh man, I'm gonna do this. Then you get 13, you be like, man, when I get 16, it's over with. Then you hit that. Man, when I hit 18, I'm graduating to high school, and this 21, and then it's 30, and then you like, man. And then you get to the age, you like, man, you know what? I ain't counting no more. I don't want to get older. You know what I mean? You trying to speed it, man. We just got to enjoy. I tell my daughter all the time, who's 13, enjoy. Don't want to be grown fast. Enjoy that stage. My son, when he playing and doing certain things, he enjoying it. And honestly, I like it. I like to see him enjoy them stages because I'm knowing that me growing up personally, I had to grow up fast. And it was good in ways and it was bad in ways. You know what I mean? Salute. Time flies, man. So we got to enjoy the ups and downs. How the old folks say, if life is giving you a lemon, make some lemonade. Make a lemon meringue pie. You know what I mean? So the thing is, man, is just to keep a proper perspective and enjoy the process, man. I have to tell myself this, you know what I mean? So, when I talk to you, I'm talking to me too, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I be wanting to go and get certain things done and I reach a stumbling block or I reach a a hurdle that I got to like, man, I got to slow up. I can't run as fast as I was normally running. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I got to slow down. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, you get those unexpected bumps in the road. But I want to share a story with you real quick before I let y'all go, man. Didn't want to take up too much of y'all time today. I know everybody probably enjoying their Saturday, you know, moving around and whatnot. There was a story that really stuck to me before I got out of prison. And for those who don't know, I did a decade in prison. I did from 16 years old until I was 26 years old. So during that time, before I was released, I ran across a story, and it basically was 3 chapters. And it was pretty much 3 small chapters, kind of like paragraphs. And it said that it described a person, you know, so it didn't have a gender on it, you know what I mean? Male, female, color, doesn't matter. But it says this person was walking down the street one day and they fell in the hole. They didn't know the hole was there, but they in the hole. They had to figure out a way to get out the hole. They got out the hole. Chapter 2. They was walking down the street and this person fell in this hole again. This time, he's familiar with this hole. He'd been there before. So he quickly got himself out the next day. Chapter 3. He walked down another street. See, sometimes we face things in life and we will create a situation for ourselves. We'll know or something. We'll think like, well, maybe if I do it this way, I could get this done. It's still that hole in that street, man. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna fall in it. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no get rich quick. People think that that's what it is. That ain't what it is. You got to put the time in. You put the time, you put the dedication, you have the product, you have the services, then things pan out. And once a person may see you and they see you on this level, like, oh man, he's big. Nah, it was a process for him to get there. You see what I'm saying? So we have to wake up once we go through these stumbling blocks. We have to realize that, hey, the only way to actually make things better for ourselves, gain that ownership, is to go down a different street, to go down a different path completely. Like I had to do it. Like everything that I thought was truth, like this is this as a man, me telling you this growing up. Majority of the things that I thought as a man growing up, I had to change all of that. Like a lot of it was lies. Like I had to reprogram and get new information. And that's why I say it's good to not get bitter, but get better. You're going to get angry once you find out certain things about your history, about your family, about your past, about, you know, especially if you a Black Native or African American, once you get to learning the history, it's going to be some things that make you like, man, why? Why was this just that evil? You know what I mean? But all we can do is get better. Like, you can get angry and be angry. And one thing I learned about anger and bitterness, you can be bitter towards someone and that person can be living their life, doing whatever, not even thinking about you. And here you are holding all this in and got health problems and dying before your time and can't have a relationship because you angry and mean to everybody. You see what I'm saying? So we have to just learn that, man. And it's not nothing easy. Like, that's a process, you know what I mean? But I've been there. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a transition. Like once you learn certain things, you just have to know, you know. And like as for my son and my daughter, like I want them to be aware of the truth, but I also want them to be able to know that they have a decision to make things better. They in a better situation to make things better for themselves. So my goal is to go down a different street. That's why I promote welding in hip hop, because you know I'm a hip hop head. I'm just what it is. I'm an '80s baby. You know, I'm just, it's what it is. Like I support hip hop no matter what way it goes. You know what I mean? Like I'm a classic hip hop. You know, I love the '90s is the best if you ask me. But you know what I mean? I like that style of hip hop, but I support it as a culture because that's my culture. So, and I mix it with this welding because I learned a trade. I learned a skill that I can turn into a business, and I can still support my hip hop. I still can represent who I am. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I created that hashtag, to let the younger generation and my generation and generations that embrace the hip hop, embrace this, or want to get into it, or want to figure, we can gain our finances through welding. We can gain our finances through a skill, through a trade. And I use welding to find my financial freedom. Everybody got a different way, but I can show you from a welding standpoint, from a structural and a ornamental standpoint, from a fabricator engineer standpoint, from designing, from installing, from ironworking. You know what I mean? Like, I just been around in that aspect, so I use that to help others, to help myself, and that's why I promote that Imagine Your Container, because I'm into the containers now, because I see the ownership of it, like how important it is to start from somewhere to own how you make money. And if you can start owning something, making money in it anyway, from 5 to 10 grand, as far as a business, man, that's a win. When you can actually move it where you want to and you own it, and as you grow, you can add to it, get it better, man. To me, it's a no-brainer, but you have to really understand the concept of it. So, no, it's not for everyone, you know what I mean? But getting over the hump is putting yourself on a different level for your family is. So, my goal is to just lead by example, you know what I mean? And with the products over talent hashtag, and, me just stressing that, man, I just know that, you know, we just can't focus on talent alone. You know what I mean? Use that gift to develop that business, to gain some generational wealth, to break some curses, some chains. You know what I'm saying? Like that gift you got. You know what I mean? Like, my gift was to use my hands. Like, I was always blessed to do things. I like, since I was young, using my hands and thinking, doing certain things. I always been that type of engineer. Like, it was just natural. And then welding and learning business got involved in that, and it just helped me embellish it more and more. And to me, I think it's going to get even further, because now I'm educated, and now I'm educating others, and my goal is to open up doors. See, once you're a movement, and this is one thing that I had to learn, once your movement or your brand becomes bigger than you, then it's going to go places that you couldn't even imagine, because it's not about you anymore. And I think growing into who you are, it's about you first. And I don't think nothing is wrong with that, because we grow up in different situations where, we never had nothing. So we want a better house, or we want a better car, or we want some better clothing. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with those things. And then you get to the point you said, what's next? Once you accomplish all that, then what? So, you know, I learned that the only thing that I can actually take with me when I'm gone is someone else. I can't take money. I can't take possessions, but I can leave an example that can put someone on a path to get them to a better place. So, you know, my goal is not to live in vain. You know what I mean? So with hard on welding, you know what I mean? That's why I say hustling over grinded obstacles naturally, because I'm gonna lead by example. I did my archives the way I did, so that way you can always go back and find, hey, he started from here. Like, you can literally go back to my oldest videos and go back. Like, he started from here. Oh man, he changed here. Man, he did this. Oh man, he went on this job. He over here. Like, I showed you the process, because it's a process. And honestly, I enjoy at times going back, looking at certain videos might pop up. Like, man, I remember what I was going through, how I was feeling, how I thought at that time I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And that's the funny thing about it. Once you start documenting your growth, you know what I mean? It's like a journal, it's like, and not only if it's, is it helping you, but if you that type of person where you could actually share it with someone, it's going to help someone else too. You know what I mean? So before I let y'all go, I just wanted to say today, I just wanted to talk to you for a second about ownership. I love the title, Let's Rap Smoking Well. To me, it's just something, because people don't, everybody's not a rapper into hip hop, but rapping means talking. And everybody do different, smoking, from smoking regular cigars to vaping to smoking blunts to smoking joints, whatever, you know what I mean, or just burning rods and smoking, you know what I mean. Let's burn some rods, and well, so I want to talk about that. I try to combine all that together because all of those things are things that I enjoy, things that I like, things that I say that, hey, I'll promote, to each his own, you know what I mean. I don't knock nobody for what they do, but this is what we do, you know what I mean. So I appreciate those who come in, tune in with me, man, and enjoy the channel, share it. I appreciate the likes. Keep hitting the like button, share it. It'll keep it'll keep videos up and going for future people who actually want to get to some of the content. It'll get recommended. They'll be like, oh man, I had certain new subscribers say I seen it through this channel, or someone promoted it here, or someone left a comment, or even I made a comment on something. And I want to say this too, for those who are building their pages, just like I'm, building your YouTube or your Instagram or whatever you're building. Show that same love in return. That love that you want, that you want somebody to respond. I know you can't get to everything because it's going to get overwhelming at times, because I can't respond to everybody, but I try to. If I'm on it and it pop up, I try to like it, show a heart, you know what I mean, say something, hog on, you know what I mean, just let you know I recognize you, you know what I mean, because I was the same one. So how can you get to a situation and feel like you bigger than that person, because you're not. I mean, you're not. If you want a million people to praise you, then you probably had to praise 2 million. You probably had to, praise that 3 million, the little people. So I think all of that is a process. That's why I try to reach out, you know what I mean, because I really do appreciate everybody that, come in and network. Sometimes you have, you know, we have those pretenders that come through, and try to cause discord at times and conflict. You know how it go. But, that's expected too. The enemy don't want to see you win. You know what I mean? He want to do whatever he take to can to roughen you up. Salute, salute. He want to do whatever he can to roughen you up. So, um, hey, I'm gonna tell you what I do when they hit me. I just don't pay no attention to it, or hit delete and keep on going. You know what I mean? All that time it took them to say whatever it said that was on some BS, delete. Just let it go, man, and keep doing what you're doing. So I appreciate those who following in with me. Like I said, man, today I'm gonna probably just chill, rest up, um, get a good game plan so I can start on stage 23. As you see, the wind is picking up. I'm actually, like I say, in my storage room right now, um, talking to y'all. Actually, just cleaned up a few things, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come to y'all, smoke one. Just finished doing that, so I'm like, 8. So I'm like, I'm just gonna chill out. So before I leave today, man, just wanted to say, remember ownership. Remember products over talent. It don't have to necessarily be a original product. It don't have to. It can be a product that that's valuable, that you can be able to provide. So just think outside of the box like that. Like, don't think that you got to always be employed by someone. You can employ yourself, and that's how you really gonna gain that ownership. That's how you really gonna gain that freedom and get to where you really want to be. So just keep that in mind, man, and just remember to always get your hog on. Black Phoenix somehow.